on this week's episode to talk about a working man.
And other pop culture news of the week.
This week we saw the new David Ayer, Jason Statham movie called A Working Man, based on a book by one of the great comic book authors, Chuck Dixon. I didn't know he wrote books. As a matter of fact, the movie that inspired this book is one of 6, 12. Yeah,
it's a series.
Yeah, it's just the beginning of a series, and very, very good. I cannot say it's a very good adaptation. This is one of those movies from the series, movies based on books
that we haven't read,
that we didn't read. But the movie was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. There are a lot of elements that seem familiar. There's kind of a twist on Taken, right? This girl gets kidnapped, but the kidnappers don't realize that she's besties with a guy with a certain set of talents, and so he goes nuts on them and rescues her.
Yeah, the man in specifics, the man is named Levon.
Levon. Is how the author says it.
Levon Cade. Mm-hmm. The first book is named Levon Strayed. This one was called the A Working Man, because the premise is this guy is like a soldier.
Yeah.
For I don't know the details because he wears like both flags, right?
Yeah. So he was a Royal Marine, but during the because of NATO and Article 5, the Great Britain sent troops to Afghanistan and possibly even I can't remember, Iraq as well. But British troops, there was a whole coalition in Afghanistan after 9/11. And he was one of those, did a lot of missions with American troops and all that. So he's U.S. Marine, but or British Marine, Royal Marines. Oh my gosh. But also whatever their version is of Green Berets, no ordinary Royal Marine.
Yeah, he's a soldier, special forces. Mm-hmm. So he's trained to be the best at what he does, which is kill enemies, rescue, and protect innocents. Mm-hmm. But he left that life behind, and the movie explains some of the reasons. He left a life behind to live an ordinary life as working construction and trying to take care of his daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he works. We see it starts out he's got a good life. He, for the most part, you can tell he's working really hard, making some sacrifices. But the people who work for him respect him and love him. He works for this family of land developers, and they love him and respect him, and they feed him, and he's got all these good things going for him. But then the daughter, his boss's daughter, gets taken. Sorry, wrong movie. Gets kidnapped for human trafficking purposes.
Yeah.
And they beg him. The parents are like, we know who you used to be. The cops aren't going to do anything. Please, please, please rescue our daughter.
Yeah. The movie has some resonate some of Taken elements, but on another hand, it resonate a lot of John Wick elements.
Yes.
Someone messes with John Wick, and he's in the case of John, his dog, and he goes, beyond the limits
he was trying to live a quiet life
on revenge.
Uh-huh.
And this one is the same. He starts looking for the girl, and there's always a bigger fish. He finds a bad guy that works for a bad guy that works for a bad guy that works for a bigger bad guy. But it's really well done. It's fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
The movie packs a lot. It's like when it was written by Sylvester Stallone and David Ayer, which is the director.
Oh, right.
But it packs. It's like they had the first book, and they didn't want to waste any plot or subplot. And again, I didn't read the book. I assume that's the case because it feels like they didn't want to waste stuff from the book, and they tried to put everything they could in the movie. And for that reason, at some moments it feels a little bit longer, but it's no longer the drags. It's longer because there's a lot. But
Yeah.
again, nothing that deter, not nothing that
Detracted.
detracts the movie, the final piece. Jason Statham is really good at it. He's
Yeah, plays to all his strengths.
yeah, he speaks very little. He kicks butts and take names. No, most of the time he doesn't take names. He just kick butts.
No, he's not going to waste his time with that.
The movie also stars Michael Pena, David Harbour, and several other talented people. It's good. It's action packed. It's good old school American, or I guess in British, revenge. Resonate to old action movies, and there's a lot.
The bad guys were really, really, really bad.
Unredeemable.
The good guys, well, the good guys were good. We have kind of a damsel in distress, but I think they did a nice job, like giving us a damsel in distress who was doing what she could to fight back, which was nice to see. There's a guy who shows up at the very end who's like the most 80s villain I've ever seen outside of the 80s. He's got this like shiny like patent leather trench coat, this ridiculously oversized gun, weird haircut, like straight out of the 80s. A lot of this is very reminiscent of 80s movies, which makes sense given that this is coming from Sly. Again, none of this is bad. Anything we've said about this, like being Taken, John Wick, 80s movie, like it's all good. It's all the good things from these things put together in a fun package. So if you like any of that, you will enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
It is very entertaining and delightful to sit back and watch very bad guys. Like if you like The Punisher, too, I kept thinking of The Punisher. Like this, I think kind of fills the same holes. Like very, very bad guys. The cops can't do much about it, or they won't do much about it. So we just have someone else come in and take them out, and it's very cathartic. It's very entertaining.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
And there's some classic lives of like uber, vengeful, uber, competent killer soldiers and people that were very good at what they did, but they left their life behind. He says like I left that life behind, and he said it again and again. But yeah, when he comes back to it.
And he likes it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, he likes it.
Yeah.
But likes it is like he does what needs to be done.
He does what he's well. Okay, maybe he likes it is wrong, but like it feels good. It feels right for him. Like there's this moment where he's done what needs to be done. He looks down at his hand, and it's like not shaking, but it's covered in blood, and he kind of smiles, but he's also kind of sad. Like he doesn't want to be that person, but he kind of is that person. So there's some of that inner conflict.
He's
But
I
again,
guess,
human traffickers, they got to go.
Yeah.
So
I guess he's on his environment, and I really like how they treat some of the bad guys, specifically some bad guys that at the end I was like, I wonder if they're gonna give them a pass, but no, every bad guy gets what they deserve, and the movie is good. It's fun. David Ayer directing is the second time in a very short time that he directs Jason Statham. He directed him on the what's it called? The
Beekeeper?
The Beekeeper.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. And now he directed him on this, and this one written by David Ayer with Sylvester Stallone and from Chuck Dixon source material. So it's fun. The movie ends the story like you end, almost like you end a chapter, or leave something open for more. There is more books that could be done, so they could do more movies. We'll see. For now, the movie did perform well. It took #1 spot. It didn't perform gigantically. How much did they put? How much?
15.2 million.
15 million. But the movie only cost 40 million. So it was actually a very good start for first weekend. And it beat the giant that costed 300 million. That was Snow White.
Snow White, yeah. So saying it beat Snow White isn't saying much. Snow White is still doing so badly that Disney's decided to halt the Tangled live action remake.
Yeah.
And this is another just one more plug for us to be consultants, because like we could have told them this many years ago and hundreds of millions of dollars ago to just like cut it out with the live action remakes.
Yeah.
Because they made exactly one that was worth watching, and the rest have not been good. They've barely been live action.
No, that was not bad.
But I mean, I feel like that's the best we can say about it.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, again, Robin Williams was dead. What else they could do, right? If they had Robin Williams,
they could have just like not made the movie.
Sure, but if they had, but if they want to make, right? I don't know.
So one was good, one was not bad,
Everything else was like,
and everything else is ugh.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Buzz was fine.
Was it?
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Buzz was garbage.
And it wasn't live action.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, but it was still garbage.
Yeah.
A fake. They had a fake Buzz, which wasn't actually Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
They had like the whole gay agenda, and the overall plot. The movie was like mediocre. It was like no reason.
I feel like it started really well, and then really well. It started good. It started entertaining. This could be something more than a money grab, and
yeah.
Just. Anyway.
But again, I was surprised from the trailer. You knew it was like, yeah. Anyways,
yeah,
well, that's not Boss. You're trying to lie to me. But anyways, but yeah. So they put on a halt. Tangled.
Mm-hmm.
They would have the people behind the Greatest Showman. And Tango is a fun story. It's a great movie. But I guess Snow White ruined it for everybody. But
Again,
the studios.
I could have told you.
The studios.
We did tell you.
The studios are not. They're not gonna change. They're doing CinemaCon this past couple of days, and it was proven there that they're gonna rely heavily on sequels and horror.
Yeah.
That's the safe. That's what works. Does it? We'll see. Anyways,
We'll see. But that's not all we watched this week. As you have probably heard by now, Val Kilmer passed away. I think it was pneumonia, but he's been having he was suffering from throat cancer and all kinds of other stuff for a long time. So we watched Val, which is a self-made, or I guess an autobiographical documentary.
Well, he didn't direct it.
You didn't?
No. They used a lot of his footage because
Yeah.
he naturally had a lot of footage. He was like obsessed with the camera. He had the camera everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was directed by a duo, a man and a woman. A woman has an Asian name. I don't know if she's from there or she's just an Asian descendant in America. But they were heavily involved. The son was involved, the daughter, the former wife, and at least involved in being in front of the cameras. And a lot of the footage was personal archive of Mr. Kilmer.
Yeah. His son actually narrates it. So all the narration is from Val Kilmer's perspective, like first person perspective, but because his voice was already gone because of the throat cancer, his son reads it. And at first I didn't even notice. His son does sound quite a bit like him. So his son is doing all the reading, which is kind of a beautiful thing.
He passed away. It's a movie that I wanted to watch for a while, but with so many things and new things, it went to the bottom of the list or the middle of the list. And as he passed away, we decided to see, and it was very, very interesting, very well done. Again, they used personal footage that Kilmer uses throughout his life. That made it throughout his life, and the director put that together with new footage and with the family, and the guy was. They showed his movies. Oh, this movie is awesome. Oh, this movie is awesome. This movie, he got like really blessed to having some like amazing projects with some big names, and. Yeah, and he was talented when he was let's say, sort of by himself. In the Doors, for instance, he plays Jim Morrison. It's amazing. This performed really well. He should get an Oscar for it. Unfortunately, he didn't. But in everything he does, he seems to put everything he had. and yeah, it was bittersweet to see his documentary, because at the end of his life, and he goes through sadness, and when he talks about that, he could not do what he wanted to do his entire life because of his throat, because of his voice. But he would go to places where they would celebrate his glory and his past, which for him was great, but it was hard, because at the same time that it was things he did and he loved, it was like living in the past, and he had to overcome that. And he talks a little bit about it.
Yeah, I thought it was a beautiful story. It gives you, he's very open about everything, about his struggles in the past, his brother dying. He's very emotional, very and just so passionate about his work, but also his family. I thought it was a great documentary and very insightful. And it definitely makes me want to go back and watch some of his work. I didn't realize what a prolific theater actor he was too, and he was actually one of the youngest people to ever get into Juilliard. Anyway, you should just watch the documentary. It's great. Where did we watch it?
Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can rent or buy on any streaming platform.
Okay. Also on Amazon, we watched this really interesting new series called House of David.
Yeah, that was a lot better than I thought.
I went in with very low expectations, but it grew on me.
It was
quite
really
rapidly.
well done. It was like from the talented people from Wonder Films, Wonder Pictures, Wonder. I don't know what they technically is the
Wonder
name, but it's Wonder Studios. Sure,
Yeah,
another one. Anyways, and they've been doing really good work in this one. They decided to do the story of David, the story, the House of David, which it could expand, right?
I hope
It
so.
could
Well,
go through Solomon.
yeah, for sure.
It
Actually,
could
that
go
would
to
be.
Jesus.
It could.
But this is the beginning when David, son of Jesse, it's a shepherd, and there's the the territory conflicts of the times, Philistines and Hebrews, king of
And who was
Israel.
it? The Adamites?
Yeah, the Adamites, the
Ammonites?
Seleucamites. No, that's Star Wars. And and it goes through all that on a lot of things done in the fashion of, and it's good, because if you inspired by good things and you do good things, everybody wins. So
Sure.
there's
It's good as good.
yeah. Inspired in the fashions of bits of, I don't know, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings,
Oh,
and,
for sure. Yeah. There was more than one scene. I was like, oh, I've seen that before.
Yes.
I know what you like to watch.
And it works really well for fans of history, but also for fans of a good story, because it's an amazing story.
And frankly, for religious people, I mean, I feel like if you're religious, this is going to work for you on a different level too.
Yeah, no, it's really good, really well photographed. The cast is really good.
Yeah.
And they have some famous names there. D. Fair, known for movies like the Mummy.
Yes.
It has, I can't remember the name of the lady, but she was the mother of Superman and the Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's.
Wasn't she in Daredevil too?
She was Vanessa on Daredevil.
She's a prominent Israeli actress.
Is there more? There's definitely more. We're gonna leave with that. But there's a lot of new talented people. Very talented.
Yeah, a lot of Israeli actors. From what I saw, yeah, it was beautifully photographed. The story, so it's made by two Christian guys, but they draw on a lot of Jewish tradition too about the story of David. It definitely had us like going to Google, going to the Bible. I was like, wait, I don't remember that. But so many, there were a couple of scenes where I thought, no way did that happen. And then I'm looking through the Bible. I'm like, oh no, that's exactly what happened. Okay, never mind. I love the costuming, the production design is so beautiful. So I feel like, but also the way that they're incorporating that this is a story of faith. Like at least in this part of the story, as David goes from being a shepherd to being, to killing Goliath. The role of faith and all this, and the role that his faith in God and all that plays, and then the prophet Samuel, and I think it was all really beautifully done. and I really love the way they portrayed Samuel, and the way Samuel, like, he talks about his mother, and there's just really good stuff happening. At first I was kind of annoyed by everybody's accents, and that's a tricky thing that I don't know we've ever found the right way to do that. When you're making a movie where everybody's, that nobody's speaking English, so does everybody have a British accent? Does everybody do like a fake generic accent?
Like Roman times, everybody's
everybody's a bit like so. Sometimes at first I was like, oh, this is really annoying, but then the story's good enough. You just don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
Goliath looks really cool. I would definitely recommend this series.
Yeah, it's really good. Season 1 is done, and it's the full season is available on Amazon Prime. They are set to come back for season 2, and there's a lot to tell. Everything it's really good. They don't waste time. They tell the story. They use some creative. They have some freedom of creativity to come up with some like explain giants, which was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
If they had giants and we don't know, sure, go ahead and try to explain it. They did it in a very interesting way. But besides that, everything it was pristine, was really well done. It's fun. It's on Amazon Prime. House of David, you should check.
Yeah, it's a good watch. All right, CinemaCon.
Yeah, before I get to CinemaCon, where the studios and the NATO meets, we also saw the first 2 chapters of the studio. Did you talk about the studio yet?
I don't think we did.
Yeah, Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg new show, which is behind the scenes of making movies in Hollywood.
Seth Rogen plays a newly minted studio head.
This fictional studio called Continental.
And he clearly and just like the dilemmas he faces, right? He wants to be the most talent friendly, cinephile, movie loving, I just said that, studio head ever, but now he's a studio head and he's got to make the money, and it's just he's become what he swore to destroy.
All the pressures and all the stress of you need to make money. We don't want Oscars, we want money.
Yeah, basically.
But we also want Oscars. It's a very tough universe. Because if you make money, everybody will hate you. If you don't make money, you lose your job.
Right.
But, and everybody will hate you because, at least your family will hate you because you don't have a job.
It's wildly entertaining. I feel like it's like the franchise. So it's very much like the franchise, the Armando Iannucci series we just watched, but I feel like this is a more broadly appealing one. I don't know.
Yeah, this one, the franchise was about making a comic book superhero movie franchise. Very, very specific, was very niche. It was fun. It was really well done.
It was hysterical.
It had some of the tropes of the industry. This one expands to like all the tropes of the industry. You deal with like producers, directors, writers, marketing, and we see big names: Martin Scorsese, Ron Howard, Charlize Theron shows up there for a second just to kick him out of.
But it's a really good second.
And Nick Stoller. There's so many cameos. It has a lot of what Entourage had. Was the same thing, but instead of the head of the studio, was about the actor and his entourage living through the universe, and his agent and his publisher and his manager and all the people that work in the industry. And in this one, it's we saw, what's the name of the girl? I can't remember. Sarah Pauli is a director. Yes. And it's very funny. If you know a little bit of the industry, you get some of the jokes more than other people. But overall, the it's solid. It's funny.
It is, and the rest of the cast is fantastic too. We have Catherine Hahn, Catherine O'Hara. Which Baron Holtz is it?
Ike, let's say. I'm not sure.
One of the Baron Holtzes, and just others. So it feels like Seth is like capitalizing on his Hollywood. Bryan Cranston shows up. Always a gift. Always a pleasure.
And there's like so many cameos, and the show is only on the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
And more to come. So far, it's really funny. It's really well done.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So where are we watching that?
That's on Apple TV Plus.
Okay. Okay, now CinemaCon.
Yeah, through CinemaCon, there's a lot. So some of the stuff we're gonna just go quick. You can check details online, but there's not a lot of details. Just like, hey, we have this movie. Check the trailer, and they show footage. So let's go through it.
Okay, Beyond the Spider-Verse gets a June 2027 release date.
Okay.
Let's see. IMAX is expanding and upgrading 80 AMC theaters with
Okay,
laser technology.
that's not the footage yet. That's the news, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going through the list. Cinema United CEO argues for longer theatrical windows
Okay.
before they get to streaming.
Or video is kind of, yeah.
I don't know. That's much of it. Yeah.
So.
Okay, John Wick. Holy cow, there's so much happening there.
Lionsgate brought a lot of John Wick content to CinemaCon. They announced a John Wick 5 with Keanu Reeves. They announced a John Wick prequel animated with Keanu Reeves. They announced, which we already knew, a Don Yen spin-off on the John Wick universe, which Don Yen will both star and direct. I'm really excited for this one. I'm really excited for anything John Wick.
Yeah.
But this one looks like, wow, that should be cool.
It will be cool.
Ana de Armas was there. She showed new footage of her new ballerina, which already looks super cool.
Every trailer we've seen just looks better and better.
She was honored the award of Action Hero of the Year at CinemaCon.
Aww.
Anyways, anything else more?
I think that's plenty of John Wick.
John Wick, yeah. So there's a lot of John Wick coming. And is that enough? Not, but we'll see.
Okay, they showed the first 10 minutes of F1. This is Brad Pitt at Daytona.
Yes.
And they showed
the
it.
Formula One race movie with Brad Pitt by John Krasinski. John? Oh, I can't remember. James Krasinski. The guy that did Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. So expect like action shots, bonanza.
Fast things with big engines.
Yes.
And big stars. Speaking of Brad Pitt, David Fincher is going to direct him in a Tarantino scripted movie.
Yeah, it's a sequel for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
Everybody is set to come back, but Tarantino will not direct. He will write.
Okay.
David Fincher will direct. So we'll see.
Interesting. Lionsgate is working on a Michael Jackson biopic.
Yeah, and it's taking forever, right? So they what they say?
It just the release has been delayed, and it might actually be 2 movies.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Megan 2.0 footage.
Yeah, and also the announcement of a sequel, not a sequel, a spin-off called Soulmate of an adult.
With the letter 8. Here we go. An adult companion bot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound amazing. Wes Anderson's new movie, The Phoenician Scheme.
They showed footage there. Wes was there.
Yep. Benicio del Toro starring in that one. Okay, we got a trailer for The Naked Gun starring Liam Neeson, of all people.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, it looks funny.
Jared Leto is... They showed footage of Jared Leto in Tron Ares.
Yeah, and this time Tron comes out of the Tron universe and comes to Earth.
That's coming October 10th.
Yeah.
We got our first glimpse of Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, they showed new footage of Bucky breaking a truck through the former Avengers Tower. We'll see. Marvel is dropping the ball lately. And this one is all about villains. Former villains. It's always like... In the books, it's like Uber time villains, like real villains. They pretend to be superheroes when the heroes are gone or down. They act as superheroes. They gain the confidence of the populace, but they have their secret games. They have their secret reasoning to be playing good guys when they're actually bad guys. And that changed throughout the comics history. In this one, they all sort of like none of them are actually a bad guy, because you have Bucky who's being mind controlled.
Guy.
We have Helena, who was I mean, I guess Elena was the closest to a bad guy. She was working for the bad guys, but again, there was mind control involved. We have the Red Star, Red Guardian, who I guess he was working for the Russians, so technically a bad guy. But we have the Taskmaster, the Aegis character from Black Widow. That it's played by Olga Kurilenko. Also mind control, and you have the who else? The bad guy from Ant-Man. It's sort of like, but it seems like the reasoning for this movie is not like the bad guys with alternative motives playing good guys to raise to fame and power and get close to power and attack power or something like that. This is more like Suicide Squad. The government will use bad guys to do their dirty work, but it's coming. When you see, we're gonna see. But again, Marvel dropping the ball lately.
Yeah.
As Disney as well. Like Disney as well.
Okay, Kristen Wiig and Gloria Stefan have joined the cast of Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Which could be delightful.
Gabby is probably a young woman now, right?
Oh yeah.
Young
for
adult.
Sure. But I mean, it could be animated. It could be.
I don't know. But
I think
yeah.
they just did a new season. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, no more footage of Joe running from dinosaurs.
I mean, that's basically what the Jurassic Park world offers. Anyway, a live action How to Train Your Dragon 2 is set for June 2027.
The main cast, Jared Butler, Nico Parker, I can't remember the name of the guy, is set to come back.
Okay, Mason Thames.
Huh?
Is that the name you were forgetting?
What?
Mason Thames?
Who's that?
Somebody else on the cast?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
That.
You did. You're so smart.
Yeah.
Okay, Downton Abbey, the grand finale.
They showed the trailer.
And announced September 12th, I guess,
Yeah.
for release. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We've got Freddy Fazbear coming back. Josh Hutcherson is coming back. So that'll be fun. Black Phone 2 got its first trailer.
Yeah. Date? No date?
Oh, yes, date. October 7th.
Okay.
Spooky season.
They also had footage for Wicked for Good, Project Hail Mary.
Excuse me.
What's Project Hail Mary? Project Hail Mary, I think it's the Ryan Gosling movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed his recent project.
They had Mercy, which is a Chris Pratt movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Project Hail Mary is like Ryan Gosling trying to save the sun. Yeah. They showed that. Mercy is a new Chris Pratt movie where he has 24 hours to prove to AI, to prove something to AI.
Okay.
And otherwise, AI kills him, something like that.
Yeah.
No, don't quote me on that. It's fairly new. We didn't access the footage, but they showed the footage there. The new Running Man with Glenn Powell also had footage shown at Comic-Con, CinemaCon.
Yeah.
And Avatar, The Last Airbender, you know, the silly one, not the James Cameron one.
Shut your mouth.
They decided to go to a route that maybe they gave up on the name Avatar. Because the movie, the new movie will be called The Legend of
Aang.
The Last Airbender. So moving from Avatar maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it comes in January 26th.
Yes. And I can't wait. What's this Roofman?
Roofman. Channing Tatum trying to break into a McDonald's?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you heard.
They're usually pretty open. Often like 24-hour drive-thrus.
When they close.
Okay. Predator Badlands.
Predator Badlands showed footage at CinemaCon with Elle Fanning. So Zootopia 2. I think everybody should come back. Fantastic Four First Steps. And Superman, the new Superman, had footage shown at CinemaCon. And also Avatar, Fire and Ashes.
Fire and Ash.
Fire and Ash. Which now they go to the Fire Nations, who were the bad guys.
But not to be confused with Avatar: The Last Airbender in which everything was fine until the Fire Nation attacked.
Who were the bad guys?
Oh my gosh.
hey! Someone decided to sell bottled water, and everybody buys it, right? So he's like, I'm gonna sell this suckers something they already have.
Honestly, it wouldn't bother me as much if he didn't keep talking about how amazing he is.
Well, it's Hollywood.
Like,
Everybody does that.
But not like James Cameron.
Well, but yeah, I
He
guess
takes it
he
to a
speaks
special
louder.
level. He does. And if someone could please explain, because like I don't know, why are these movies making billions and billions of dollars? Because I don't know
People love
anybody.
it.
But who are these people?
I
Where
don't
are
know.
they? I don't know them.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I don't get it. So if someone,
Until it
jump in the
flops.
comments.
Until it flops, you'll make it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
don't know.
what else?
Okay, and then Tom Cruise took a moment to pay tribute to Val Kilmer. They did a moment of silence. And he said, I'd like to honor my dear friend. This was right before he presented the next Mission Impossible movie.
Footage from the next Mission Impossible. That looks awesome.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah, so is that the All CinemaCon?
Yes.
Okay, let's go through the news. Still have a lot.
We do. Zaslav has begun talks to replace some studio heads at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, the duo that is in charge, he wants them gone. There's a crisis in Warner Brothers. They did went to CinemaCon and they presented the Warner panel, but it sounds like they'll be gone. And there's rumors that he would get Peter Safran. There's one of the heads of DC Studios with James Gunn.
Interesting.
So if you don't like James Gunn, you're gonna get more of him because his buddy is gonna be the head of the studios.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. A4 Studios released, or they've announced, I guess, a 4-film Beatles movie event.
Yeah, and they announced the cast.
Yes. So for our cast, we've got Harris Dickinson as John Lennon. Paul Mescal will be Paul McCartney. Barry Keoghan? Barry's going to be Ringo Starr. And Joseph Quinn will play George Harrison. And the idea is that each movie will be from a different Beatles perspective.
Okay.
Or really we'll focus on them.
Cool.
So, yeah. Look at that. What's this about a Bones revival?
Yeah, he's getting hope. One of the cast said is coming. So yeah, if you like Bones, yeah.
Yeah, that was I really enjoyed Bones while it ran.
That's what she said. Okay.
Sydney Sweeney is in talks to star in an anime adaptation called Gundam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giant robots kicking butts. That's fun.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper might be our new Jor-El.
Yeah. Rumors sound that the big name that would show up in the movie, it would be Bradley Cooper, who is a friend of Gunn. He voiced the Rocket Raccoon on the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
That's right. Okay, Daredevil would have had a very different season 4 than Disney's Born Again.
Says the creator of Daredevil on Netflix. So, I mean,
Okay.
duh.
That
of
would have
course,
been nice to see.
It's wine and water. It's a completely different Disney and Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, what was done in Netflix, Disney, of course, not going to do the same. But anyways.
Okay, the FCC is opening an investigation into Disney for going all in on DEI. I don't know why the FCC has anything to do with a private company.
It's it's FCC that controls that regulates media, right?
Right.
And Disney is a media company, and if they hiring someone, instead of hiring someone that's more competent because someone is black, or a minority, whatever minority is, it's against the law. You privileging a race to another. That's racism. So FCC is getting involved because of that.
Okay.
Also about Disney, they are about to leave the Fox plot, the lot. They moving everything to Burbank, so that would be the official or more than official or extra official end of Fox, because the studio is gonna be emptied out, so probably sold to be parking lot. Who knows?
Last week we talked about.
No, we didn't.
We did, and I can't remember his name.
See?
Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe complaining about how just outrageously expensive it is. it is to shoot in Los Angeles. And we got more numbers on that. Apparently, soundstage occupancy in Los Angeles fell to only 63% last year.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive to film there. And so there's sound stages and lots and everything that are just empty.
Yeah.
Because people can't afford to shoot there. So hopefully this ignites some change.
Oh, the politicians claim to trying to give more benefits to make it more interesting to shoot there, but apparently not enough yet.
Yeah. Which, I don't know. I don't know this. I mean, I get it's a bummer for, like, Hollywood and all that history in Los Angeles and stuff, but it also gives us other places I don't know. It's not necessarily a bad thing to shake up the film industry. Zack Snyder has partnered up with the UFC for a new Brawler film?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
And Turkey Al-Sheikh? I don't know who that is.
What?
He's partnered with UFC and Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume people will be fighting in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. A new analysis of YouTube suggests it could be worth $550 billion.
And it is, or becomes, or being established as the king of all media.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the king of all media, all hail Ketchup Entertainment, for they have rescued the Coyote vs. Acme film, and it will hopefully be released, and we'll get to watch it.
Yeah, it's a combined live action animation CGI, if you mean, where real characters act with animation, like they did in Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Space Jam,
Looney Tunes back in action, and so many others.
Yeah. Okay, Newsmax shares went up 500% in an IPO debut.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
If you invested on Monday, you made a lot of money. But you had to get out of Tuesday because it went out as fast as I went up.
Well, that's a bummer. Shailene Woodley is joining Paradise for season 2 on Hulu.
I don't see how. Unless she's living outside. And if
if
you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm not spawning anything. Go watch.
Okay, PlayStation 3 got a new software update.
After
19 years.
19 years.
Yeah.
After the release. Sony's still updating PlayStation 3. That's a good thing.
Yeah, good for them. Okay, some shows have been renewed. 4-season renewals went out from Fox for The Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, and American Dad.
Yeah, American Dad is coming back, actually.
Oh, okay. That's what yeah.
All for 4 seasons.
I am just delighted for more Bob's Burgers. ABC has renewed 911, Grey's Anatomy, and The Rookie.
And shifting gears.
Oh, yes. And Will Trent. Dr. Odyssey, maybe not.
Nothing yet. There's no limbo.
But don't worry, Grey's Anatomy lives on. And at this point, if Grey's and The Simpsons get canceled, that's like a sign of the end times.
Grey's is like a rookie compared to The Simpsons.
It's true.
The Simpsons already released its finale.
That's true.
With AI and Conan. Anyway.
Yeah, that was funny. Anyway, Dexter Original Sin got renewed for a second season at Paramount Plus. Okay, and then some last news. Amazon has made a last minute bid for TikTok. We're just a few days away from their deadline to sell.
Which is today. Today, what day is today?
April 4th?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's April the 5th.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
What's up with the UK and their beef with ninja swords?
Someone was killed by a ninja sword.
Oh, jeez.
And the UK decided to make it illegal to have ninja swords, period. But it was like, oh man, the UK legal system, it's such a joke. The no Second Amendment, that people cannot have guns. Now they cannot have ninja swords. And the
what about a good old fashioned broadsword? Can I have one of those?
The cops carry sticks. And if someone is on a bike trying to run away, the cops will chase the person. If the person they do that. I'm not teaching how they do that. They drop their helmets. The cops stop. Because, they cannot be responsible for that person being injured. It's some stupid... It's like, well, good job, guys. The UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, and no more ninja swords for you, ninjas or
Yeah.
ninjas enthusiasts.
Okay. Hooters has filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And they yeah, I mean, if you like chicken breast.
Such a weird
They still out. They
institution.
still out and about. They open, but we'll see. They're closing stores and they're going through a tough situation.
Which is just fine. In other chicken-related news, High Smile toothpaste, or they sell a bunch of different self-care products, but they sell, like, I guess, a KFC flavored
Yeah, if you want
toothpaste.
to smelling like fried chicken all day.
Oh,
Yeah. Or you can go eat chicken.
yeah, like maybe just eat the chicken and then brush your teeth like a normal person.
Yeah.
But on the website, it's sold out. Surely this has to be some kind of April Fool's joke, because why? Just why? I don't know. An office-themed Chili's is opening up in Scranton.
Yeah, good old Scranton.
Yeah, good for them. And Dutch Bros has an interesting beverage option.
Yeah, this one is not fake. Someone actually said, hey, you want some? It's like, heck no. It's pickle juice mixed with some energy drink.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's like,
Oh.
whoa, okay. So, yeah, good for you.
Okay, that's something. And what's this podcast addict?
So, Podcast Addict, I just found out that it's a good place to listen to us.
Oh.
We set on all podcast platforms, and I don't know how we got there. I guess it goes there to Spotify or to Apple or to Facebook. I don't know. But if you want to listen to us, Podcast Addict is another option of the so many options, because you can find us everywhere, literally everywhere. You can follow us on our Facebook page. There we have video. Instagram we have video as well. YouTube we have video, and podcast audio everywhere where you find podcast audio. And last but not least, the April Fool pranks. Dr. Squatch released edible soap. Which honestly, the marketing was so good and it smelled so good, like in my mind, that I was like, "Oh, this might taste awesome." But I don't know. Maybe it will become true someday. They move to a completely different industry.
Something you can snack on.
The snackses industry,
Shower snackses.
snackses industry. That would be the places for the snackses industry. If you didn't get the joke, you didn't see last week's Righteous Gemstones, you should check. It's funny.
It's absolutely unhinged.
Yes, yeah. Mommy recommends you to watch. But anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Okay, I guess that's it for this week. We come back next week with more pop culture news, entertainment. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.